All right, everyone, how about 3 quick cards and a bottom card with me? I thought we'd do that today. I haven't done a 3. I looked around. I mean, aside from the energy weather update, which was kind of a hybrid with a 3 quick card. So anyway, I grabbed the big light seer deck, and I get this as a pre-shuffle. I asked the universe what it wants to tell you. You've got, now I don't want you to think, I know this is a Burger King, it's the King of Wands. I don't want you to necessarily think that it's your runner or something like that or whatever. You have an energy that's represented by the King of Wands that's coming into your world. I don't even want to say it's returning. It probably is. It's probably an old energy. It could be, if it is returning in this lifetime, it hasn't been there for a while. I mean, it's like if it was a person, it's somebody you haven't seen since you were a kid or something, right? But you have an energy returning, and I want you to think of that on a more, you know, a more 5D plane kind of things, right? Either way, it's going to cause a little bit of a shakeup, the death card, a lot bit of a shakeup to your household, all right? To what you can and can't give to. I mean, I have no idea how else to phrase it. That's just, when I get cards this powerful on the surface, and underneath that, by the way, is the Empress. You're attracting this energy in. There's something about your energy right now that's attracting this in. Like energy attracts like energy. It's sort of like if the universe were talking to you, it'd be giving you signs that now is the time. It's a day of reckoning. This energy is returning. This energy is showing up. This energy is entering your world. This can be good or bad. It's going to vary for all of you. When I say a shake-up, it doesn't appear to be anything. I don't have a devil here, but anytime there's a shake-up on this level, right? Somebody comes in and rattles your world on this level, it's something. You know, it's something fairly, it can, you know, both energies, good and bad, are present. So I don't know. Let's pull on the King of Wands and let's see where we go. Okay? All right. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve Love Terry, you're here for a reason. I will say with this reading, it might be very specific. Well, let me rephrase that. I think it's going to vary. For some of you, this is very good, very minor, very fluffy. And for others of you, this is something very deep, you know. So pay attention. I will tell you what, it's an energy. It doesn't feel like a person. It feels like an energy. It's represented by the King of Wands. But the King of Wands can be a whole lot of trouble as an energy, just like the Queen of Wands can read as trouble. The King of Wands can read as trouble as well. The King of Wands can be the hitchhiker you pick up that was a bad idea. You know, that kind of thing. It can be. You know, I'm not saying that's what this is. I'm just saying that energy can go wrong. All right, let's go. Okay. All right, that's it. We're done shuffling. We're shuffling on this energy. The Page of Wands. This is often reflective when something, when this is blending with that King of Wands energy or that pre-shuffle, this is something that might seem fun. Seems like a good idea, right? I mean, well, I gave the example of a hitchhiker. Seemed like a good idea. You look nice enough. Let's stop and pick them up. They always look nice enough. You know, keep that in mind. Especially if somebody, sociopaths are always really good looking, really nice. Really, con men all have to be good looking. Think about the A-Team. Remember the face man? Right? He wasn't the ugly man who was the con man who did all the getting them in places and stuff. No, it was the face man, right? Always looked good and friendly, looked like somebody you'd like to bring home to mom, you know, that kind of thing. I'm not saying again that this is a hitchhiker you're picking up or the A-Team. I am saying that this energy feels like it might be fun. It could come in as a notion, an idea that you get, right? I don't know. It's very strange. Yeah, the Hierophant. It seems like the right thing to do. It seems good. It seems like it might be fun. It seems like wholesome family entertainment. Okay, it really does. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Okay. All right, these 2 cards across from the center card I'm going to pull. This is interesting. It's tough to explain to people because people tend to say, well, everything is energy, Steve, so it's probably a person. It doesn't have to be. Sometimes an energy comes in like a wind, like a fart smell in a fucking fun house. You know, I mean, sometimes it just rolls in, you know. You can't really, it's not a person, right? The fart smell isn't a person. It isn't really anything. It's just a smell that's going around and you just pick up on it. It's sort of that. I'm not saying even this is a fart smell. For some of you, this is fun, but it's the kind of fun that you shouldn't indulge in too much. right? 8 cups. Wow, that's powerful. 2 swords. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Why's the 8 cups? The 6 of cups. I told you, it's coming back. It's something from the past. What do we have here? It's fun. It seems like fun at first, and it goes wrong really quickly, or it gets out of control really quickly. Like, look at her. She just thought she'd swatted the crows, but the crows had little things in their talons, and those got hooked up on her arm. What was supposed to be real simple is now real complicated. Now you got a bunch of fucking crows attached to you. Now they're fucking attached to me. Fucking hell, they're cutting my arm up, right? Something that seemed like fun, seemed like wholesome family entertainment, seemed like a good idea. This energy does that. It might be an energy that puts you in a mood, right? A mood that hasn't been around for a while. Something you thought you'd never do again. Maybe you used to flash people in the park, right? I'm just being funny. I'm just being cheeky. But I mean, the way this energy reads, maybe you used to flash people in the park and you never got caught. Nobody ever caught you, right? You know, I mean, and this time, if you do it, you will get caught in this energy. It's something you walked away from that you should have walked away from. Okay? I mean, I'm just being cheeky. I'm sure you didn't flash people in the park, but if it can be that, it can be anything. The same frequency of energy can play out 1,000 different ways. You know, seemed like a good idea. It's something you used to do, an energy that used to be around you. This can be a friend that shows up that you haven't seen for a long time, that you have a soul connection with. Like I said, somebody maybe since you were a teenager. If you're a teenager now, since you were 2, right? You haven't seen them for a long time, and you used to have a lot of fun with this person, right? But they were bad for you. Some people are just bad. Some energies are just not good. That King of Wands had a hint of trouble around it. Not big trouble, but enough where you might need, in the worst case scenario, you might need some bail money. Okay, so keep that in mind. They generally like cash for that sort of thing, just so you know. Anyway, I'm just saying, the cards are reflecting it. It's something you walked away from that's returning. It could be for some of you. Can it be a person? Yes. I'm just reading energy, and there's thousands of people watching. But I'm just saying it the way I feel it. It feels more to me like something you haven't done for a while. The person you used to be, I'll phrase it this way. The person you used to be is returning. All right? This could be as simple as 20 years ago you used to drink a lot. You used to smoke a lot. You find yourself with a pack of Marlboros and a bottle of whiskey. You know, a bottle of Jim Beam. I'm just saying, be careful of this energy. That King of Wands can make you believe anything is possible. Whether it's a person or an energy that's around you, something in your head. It makes you believe anything is possible. So, I could just have one sip. I could just have one smoke. No, you can't. Not in this energy. It will run wild. Look, what did I tell you? Seems like a good idea. Seems like a righteous idea. Seems terrific. But what I tell you, old Sarah Gilbert here, she thought she was going to swat at the crows, and the crows had little things, and it got caught in her hand, and now it's a big fucking mess. You see what I'm saying? All right. That's all I'm saying. Trying to help you. Now, again, I don't have a devil. It's not a big deal, okay? It's not a big deal. Even if you get arrested for flashing people in the park, it's not a big deal. You're not going down for life. You know, you're not going to be sharing a cell with the psycho killer from Mars. I mean, it's no big deal. It's just, you should probably give it a pass, all right? And energy is returning. Energies do this all the time. Energy runs in cycles. You know, sometimes it takes a long time, sometimes it's a long cycle, sometimes it's a short cycle. It varies. We got lots of cycles. Each one of us has lots of cycles that affect us. Some of them are longer and some of them are shorter. Some come around every month or every week or every whatever. Some come around every 12 years, every 20 years, and everything in between. All right? That's why I always tell you, do that whiteboard I talk about that I do with my life, where you track your timeline. What you'll get out of that is you'll spot your cycles, and you'll be able to make your own predictions about your own life. All right, let's go. The moon at the bottom here. There's a hidden energy here. Again, it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of energy. You know, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Now, it can be attached to another person. I think for most of you, this is attached to you. That's what I think. I could be wrong. For you, you could be swearing at your screen. No, Steve, I know who you're talking. Fine. Good. All right. But pay attention just in case you're wrong, and it is an energy that's attached to you. It's just an energy coming around, like a fart smell in a fun house, right? Let's pull on the Eight of Cups. We need to pull on the Eight of Cups and the Six of Cups, all right? Very interesting. This happens all the time, all right? I've given you a few examples in this. It happens all the time. On high levels, it happens to serial killers, for God's sake. They tend to work on a cycle. There's a trigger, right? They'll go years not doing anything, and then there's a trigger, and then they'll start again, right? Of course, I studied human nature. I studied psychology. Serial killer is one of my favorite things to study, because it was one of the first things I wanted to study, because people say, oh, they have no soul, they have no this. No, that's not true. Their soul is perfectly fine. In fact, it's in better shape than a lot of other people's, because it hasn't been touched in so long. It's actually in pretty good shape. It's just their heart chakra's off. And the messages from the soul can't get up to the brain, so it's like 100% ego. You know, they're on a mission. You know, a few of them are mission oriented. Well, we on a mission. Well, we're saving the world from these people. You know, that kind of. Oh God. That's when the soul is like completely shut down. The messages just can't get through. It's when the heart chakra is completely off. All right, let's go. Eight of Cups. Why are we here? So again, I'm not saying you're a serial killer or you're flashing people in the park, but this type of energy can play out that way. I'm just letting you know, these types of cycles, these things come around all the time. This is a very common energy in one's life. But the thing is, it can get out of control. It often reflects as an addiction or something that you used to have, or something you used to like to do with that friend from high school, you know. I mean, if my friend Mark from high school showed up, Mark and I did all kinds of crazy stuff. We used to go out in the cars. We tried to destroy a duster one night on the railroad tracks. We would race around in our cars. We would pull up all kinds. I mean, we did all sorts of shit. That maybe if I saw him, I would almost be tempted to do it now, even at my age, you know, because he's a trigger. It's like people that quit drinking tell you they can't hang out with their drinking buddies anymore because they trigger them, right? It's that kind of thing. If you're going to quit something like that, you got to stop. You got to stop hanging with those people. Let's go. Eight of Cups. I'm still shuffling, but I'm trying to teach you a little bit about energy while I do. I mean, it's all very predictable. Strangely enough, it is. Cycle. Once you spot the cycles in your own life, it's crazy. You'll start doing it for other people. You'll become the amazing Kreskin in your own world, I'll tell you. Karma. Judgment. This is huge because that was in the pre-shuffle, and it came out here as karma. So it's a well, I hate using the word test because it pisses people off. Why is this energy coming back? Why did you walk away from this energy? Probably because its time was up. I won't even say because it was bad for you, because that doesn't apply to all of you. Okay? It's just its time was up. Now it's coming back to see how much you've grown. Why did I don't tell stories. I don't give analogies that aren't part of the energy. Why did I talk about my friend Mark from high school? What did I say? I said if he came back, even at my age, I'd be triggered. I'd be triggered to get in a car and do stupid shit with him at 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, we did. I remember we picked up a hitchhiker one time. He had an old 69 Chevy pickup with a 454 in it and I think it was a Holly 1050 on it, a carburetor. We picked up a hitchhiker one night, said hop in the back, and Mark took him on a hell ride. I mean, he tromped on it and just took off. I mean, I still find that funny. And if Mark showed up, if he still had that truck, I'd almost be tempted. Because Mark has an energy around him. Mark's energy blends with mine a certain way. That's why our time is up. And, you know, again, who knows? He may show up. But I'm saying your time was up with something. It's showing back up for you to get some juxtaposition for some reason. For you to see how much you've grown. All right? I'm just saying. Knight of Swords. Why is that here? The Fool. Expect it when you least expect it. Okay? That's what this is. I'm just going to shoot straight with you. Show up out of nowhere. If it was my friend Mark, for example, he's knocking at the door right now. I'm actually giving a reading, talking about him. I hear a knock at the door. I get up. Oh my God, you're here. Right? That kind of thing. Shows up out of nowhere. Can I put it that way? Shows up out of nowhere. Happens. 1 minute you're going along fine about your day, the next minute this energy shows up, whatever it is. 1 minute you're going along fine, you're doing grocery shopping, all of a sudden you got the urge to flash in the park again. Here it comes, right? This energy is coming back. It's something you walked away from a long time ago. Too old for that, too whatever. Sometimes energies just use up their karma. Sometimes people are in our life for a set period of time and they go away. Situations are in our life for a set period of time and they go away. An old setting is coming back, right? Think of yourself as an actor. You're on your current set, which looks the way it does. But you used to be on a show a long time ago, and that set is coming back. All of a sudden you find yourself in the living room set of that show. It's coming back. It's a lot, you're playing that character again. All right, that character you used to play. Very strange. And it can be very strange, especially if 20 or 30 years have gone by, All right, and again, I don't play around. I joke that that's Sarah Gilbert. That's exactly what happened to Sarah Gilbert. What happened, right? She found herself on the set of Roseanne again after decades had gone by. It's a bit like that. This energy's coming back. There's nothing I say in these readings that don't tie to the energy. Nothing at all. All right? So however and I say all these things to help you try to relate to the energy, because it comes in as feelings for me and I have to translate it into words. This is fucking important. This is one of those moments in life where something comes back, and again, it's something you're not expecting. And because I get when you least expect it, or it comes out of nowhere, if this is an old addiction, an old craving, you might just out of nowhere be standing there and somebody hands you a cigarette or hands you a bottle of something. It doesn't matter. It shows up. It's in your face. I'm going to call it a test. It's not a test, but I've got karma here. I've got judgment in this reading twice. Judgment doesn't even come out for a bang in a bar parking lot once. It's twice in this reading. And this time, it's with karma attached. It's not a test. The universe isn't testing you. There isn't some invisible little man in the sky who's going, I'm going to test Steve's viewer. It's not what's happening. It's just an energy cycle is coming back around. You're getting put in old energy again. How will you behave? Okay? What are you going to do? If you do well with it, I think it ends well for you, right? Look at that. Will you, look, there's the Six of Pentacles again. Wasn't the Six of Pentacles part of our pre-shuffle too? Right? Look at that. Will you give to it or won't you? Something you used to give to is returning. Will you give to it or won't you? I recommend proceed with caution. Use your judgment. Make your own decision. Should you or shouldn't you? If you're getting this information in advance and I tell you it can go wrong, you think you're just swatting at crows, and then they end up tied to you and it ends up being a big fucking clusterfuck. You know that in advance. You know to be careful, right? So that's all you're getting here. Just me to saying be careful. I'm not telling you not to flash in the park again. I'm not telling you not to go hang out with your old friend that you used to do crazy shit with. I'm just telling you to keep in mind it could get out of hand. Because it is the actual old energy. The actual energy. Not an artificial thing, not a recreation. It is the actual old energy. All right? All right. Just like old Sarah Gilbert here. Found herself on the actual set. Right? It was the same fucking set, same fucking shit. All right, here we go. Six of Cups. It's important to understand that. Because that can, I don't know anything about her, so I'm not going to talk about her, but I will say that type of scenario could trigger old habits, old problems, old hang-ups, old whatever. Imagine walking, if you haven't been in your childhood home in a long time, right? 50 years has gone by, your childhood home is long gone, and you finally find yourself in it. Imagine how you'd feel, right? It can trigger a lot of things, so keep that in mind. I'm going to pull on the Six of Cups here. I don't know what the universe wants to tell us about this. I've covered the gambit here. I've covered all of it. It is what it is. You're not going to see it coming. I assure you. You won't. You're not going to hear it coming. You're not going to see it coming. All of a sudden, you're going to find yourself in this energy. When? I don't know. I'm not a fucking time lord. You're all moving at different speeds on your timelines. But I don't divine much further out than, say, 6 weeks on the top side. Because the further out you divine, the less accurate you get because of free will decisions made by the people watching and the people around you. It's not just your free will decisions. You got people attached to you you don't even know making free will decisions that affect you on a daily basis. You got to expand your mind a little bit. Think laterally. Always think laterally. Right? All right. You decide to go to the store. Somebody else you don't even know decides to go to the store, except they're drunk and they're driving, right? You made a decision at the wrong time, at the wrong moment to go to the wrong store, at the wrong place, with the wrong person also making that same decision, right? That's how shit happens. You read about it all the time. The guy that just went to the store to get ice cream, for his wife because she had a sore throat, never returns, right? A free will decision made by somebody else not attached to him determined that. It's not like he just drove into a telephone pole for no fucking apparent reason. It is what it is. You always keep that in mind. Don't drive yourself crazy with it, or, you'll never do anything. Life's supposed to be fun, and you're supposed to get out there. You've got to move around. Why is the 6 cups here? The tower reversed flew out of the deck. The bottom of the deck is the 8 of swords. Everything I just talked about. I didn't even know that was there. Everything I just talked about, right? But the guy goes to the store for ice cream, free will decisions of other people. This is coming back. Don't even sweat it. It's coming back whether you sweat it or not, so don't. One of my favorite sayings that people have, I forget the exact, I'm always good at paraphrasing sayings, but it's sort of my own sort of take on it. It's never be afraid to try something, about failing and trying something and failing, right? Never be afraid of that. Never be afraid of it being, oh God, it'll be a big waste of time and all that kind of stuff. Because the time is going to pass anyway, whether you do it or not. So you might as well take a shot at it, right? It's a bit of this here. No point worrying about it. There's no need to worry about it. Stay out. Only you could decide to get out of this. Whatever this is, I don't think it's any big deal. I still don't have a devil on the table. Hell, and I don't even have a tower upright. I have a tower reversed, okay? A tower reversed is good. It's coming in for a good reason. It's coming in to right or wrong. Didn't we get this in a recent extended I did or something like that? Didn't it have some kind of title about the universe is righting a wrong, it's making a correction? This is a bit of that. This is coming in for a correction more than it is a test, I think. But it is a test for you to see how far you've come in life, right? For sure, on some level. Why is the tower reversed? That flew out reversed. Why? 7 of Cups. Yeah. Believe it or not, this energy returning offers you might be confused at first as to why it's returning, maybe even worried about it. Don't worry about it. It's returning to give you some choices, some new choices that you never had before. I think you end up, regardless of what happens, I think you end up with a newfound confidence here. All right? You end up a little bit healthier, wealthier, and wiser. All right? Think of it that way. But again, worrying is a wasted energy, and I tell you that all the time. I tell you all the time, don't bother worrying. Don't worry about wasting time. Don't worry about failing at something. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about what's going to happen. Oh my God. Don't worry. But Steve said some energy's coming in and I'm not going to see it coming. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, I find all of this very exciting personally, because life would be boring if nothing's happening. Something's happening here. This is good. It just don't let it get out of hand. That's the only warning. I don't have a devil here, you guys. I don't have a 7 of Swords. I don't have a devil. So there is no need to worry. This is one of life's little adventures. Just keep in mind, it's not as great as it's not as simple and great and piece of cake as you think it is. It can get out of hand. All right. She thought she was just going to swat the crows. Now they're fucking tied to her. They're shitting in her hair. I mean, it's all gone to shit. So you know that in advance. You're never going to avoid that in this kind of energy. So stay out of it. All right. So don't worry about it. It's going to happen whether you worry about it or not, and it's going to happen out of nowhere. All right? There's an energy returning. Everything is energy. Energy generally runs in cycles. We measure it in cycles, right? Hertz, we call it. 60 hertz, for example. 60 cycles, right? I mean, it is what it is. Let's see if there's anything else the universe wants to tell you. Let's grab the little light seer. I like, personally, these are the moments in life that I like. I like it. Keeps things interesting. I don't know. Let's see. However, if your thing returning is an illegal thing, like flashing in the park, my example there, I can assure you in this energy you will get caught this time. So you might want to say, this energy, you'll get jammed up, just like old Sarah Gilbert here, right, with those crows. Now she got bird shit in her hair. I can see it right there, you know. You will get jammed up. In the end, it'll lead to something good. It'll give you some options, right? It'll lead to a new path for you. But you best give it a miss, you know. Maybe just go to the park and imagine yourself doing that. It is what it is. And I guarantee you, if you did that, just as an example, you would walk around a corner and you'd see the fucking cop that's there. That, you know, again, that would have busted you. It's that kind of energy. It shows you right away that you've made a mistake. Right? All right. Let's see where we go here. What else you want to tell everybody? And no, I don't think any of you are flashing in the park. If you are, you can tweet the pictures. We'll be fine. Steve's love tarot, after all. All right, let's go. One card to crossing card. Anything else the universe wants to tell you? It wants you to focus on what's happened to Sarah Gilbert on this card. Okay? I don't know what this means for you, what this specific energy that's coming back around is, if it's your friend Mark, if it's flashing in the park, if it's an old role, and it's an old role in your life in some way. I think I hit the nail on the head with the Roseanne analogy. It's an old role that's returning for some reason. All right? Well, I mean, I suppose we could take that literally, because that old role returned for old Sarah Gilbert, and what happened? Right? It kind of went to shit right away, because Roseanne had some kind of thing online where, you know, she got some bird crap on her hair. Okay? They fixed it. They made it better. Offered some more choices. It went on. It's a perfect analogy all the way around what happened with that damn show. But at the end of the day here, the universe, when I ask the universe if there's anything else it wants to tell you, and it brings me back the same fucking picture which we've just been talking about, keep in mind. Keep this in mind, okay? Look at that. The lovers underneath it. Wow. This is something it's very tempting. This is something very tempting, I can tell you that. It's all about the choices we make. And look at that. Look what it brought back from another deck. Look at that. Right? I mean, that's fucking mind-blowing. Why? The Hierophant. Lovers, all it did was slide the lovers in underneath there, saying it's pretty tempting. Right? The choice to go along with it is very tempting. Right? It does. It feels good. I get it. It feels good. It does feel good to try. Just keep in mind, it could go haywire very quickly. All right? And as we go down in then you're disappointed, you know, then there's the Eight of Swords. Yeah, I get you. I get it. What's on top? The Two of Pentacles. Choose carefully. All right? Don't be confused and thinking it's going to go smooth. Again, this could be something coming back. I see this all the time with people, with people my age. Sometimes they have a crisis, right? They think they're still 20. Just because they bang in a 20-year-old, they think they're still 20 again, and they can do all the things that 20-year-old and his or her friends can do and all that kind of stuff. And they end up laid up on a couch with their leg up in the air for a while. Oh, I broke my leg doing what? We went for a run in the park. You went for a run in the park and you laid up on a couch for 3 weeks? Right, that kind of thing. Again, the old energy is coming back, but you're not the same energy you were in that energy the first time. Okay? No other way I can phrase it to you. Just this coming back alone is fucking mind-blowing. All right? That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. You're not going to see this coming. Don't worry about it. And remember, it can get out of control fast. I think these are the types of things that make life interesting and fun. Again, even when I switch decks, I don't have a devil on the table. In fact, there's an Empress that was part of our pre-shuffle. She'll make your choice from a big girl, big boy perspective, with empathy. Right? I don't have a devil on the table. 10 of Cups. There's a 9 of Swords. You know, again, anxiety. You don't want to make a choice from anxiety. Right now, I'm just looking for a devil. I don't really care. 10 Wands. We're past the reading at this point. 5. There's no devil. There's nothing. There's a Tower. There's no devil. I can keep going and going and going. I don't have a devil on the table. All right? It's not that big a deal. It actually benefits you in a big way. And for some of you, it's reversing a wrong. It's righting a wrong, all right, in some way with the Tower reversed, all right? Okay. But yeah, again, a tower that once fell is being rebuilt. It is what it is. It's a very clear reading. It's a very strange energy to read for thousands of people. But I think I've done my best with it. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. Good luck, and remember, these are a lot of fun sometimes. Just make sure you don't get any crow shit in your hair, okay? All right, that's your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. Good luck.